Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's realistic review in which we are taking a look at the P-47 N15 sitting at 5.0 battle rating these days. It's up from 4.7, the battle rating has been increased, and I wanted to take a look to how this plane was doing these days. Pretty good, I have to say. These small battle rating changes are a small nuance. They change the accent of planes usually only a little bit, but for the rest not too much. It's only the bigger battle rating changes that usually make a plane perform wildly different. The maximum speed in this plane at sea level without WEP is 527 kilometers an hour and with WEP 590 kilometers an hour. At 4,500 meters without WEP you can go up to 484 kilometers an hour and with WEP 534 kilometers an hour. Take her up to 6,500 meters and you'll manage 457 kilometers an hour without WEP and 508 kilometers an hour with WEP. Here we go. Yes! Yeah, that was a nice shot. Oh, it's lovely. That's a good speed for this plane. Definitely it only decreases a little bit at the higher altitude, and the WEP on this plane is very powerful, with a difference of more than 60 kilometers an hour between without WEP and with WEP. So there is that, very good. That makes an impact, that WEP. The top speed in this plane in a dive is absolutely stellar. Here we go. Yes, a nice deflection shot and goodbye Focke-Wulf A8. Very nice. Yeah, so top speed in a dive 903 kilometers an hour before it red lines, and 970 kilometers an hour, almost 1000 kilometers an hour before it rips apart. Now, is this the effective dive speed? This plane stays very controllable during the dive. You will notice a little bit of control stiffening around 750 kilometers an hour. And around 900 kilometers an hour it really starts to stiffen up, but that is already the red line of this plane. Absolutely fantastic handling in a dive. Come on, get the guns on target. Only a hit, that's a shame. That's a shame indeed. Stall speed in the plane 165 kilometers an hour, which is decent for such a big plane. The engine power in this thing is absolutely fantastic, and that compensates for the weight. There we go. Thank you. That's a third kill in this match and a very nice start indeed. The firepower in the plane is excellent. You have 8 50 cals or M2 Browning machine guns with 500 rounds per gun. Good ammo load, or what should I say, fantastic ammo load. Absolutely brilliant. Universal belts are used in this match, but you can also use ground targets, you can use stealth. There's a lot of belts that are effective. I used a 600 meter convergence in this match to keep a little bit of range on the thing and head-ons capability, and that is important in this plane. This plane is absolutely devastating in head-ons with those 8 50 cals. Performance in the plane is pretty good. The acceleration in a straight line is decent to good depending on the altitude. In a dive it is good. Energy retention in the horizontal in this plane is very good, thanks to that fantastic engine, and in the vertical it is also good. That is, well, helped by the decent climb rate. It is not stellar, but it is good enough, and the air start in it really saves this plane. If you have to go up from the airfield against Spitfires, for example, or against the 109s, you will not make it from the airfield to the same altitude as those planes, but with the air start and the decent climb rate in this thing, you can be up there on altitude with these planes and be competitive, and that is fantastic. We get more hits. We don't have the right lead here, so I am wasting ammo, but that's okay in this plane. And when I finally get the guns on target, this guy comes in, kills himself in a dive and snatches the kill right from in front of me and made me miss my ace there. I was slightly irritated by that, but hey, I had him in my sights, I got hits, I should have finished him off, right? Turn time in this plane is below average. With flaps it is better. There is a range though where this plane is good, and that is above 400 kilometers an hour, 450 and 550. That's where this plane can make a few good turns, but as it loses speed, it loses that short window of maneuverability very quickly. So I would not recommend turning in this plane, but in a pickle against a plane that surprises you, you can make a turn or two and actually surprise that person. The maneuverability at high speeds is very good. The roll rate is the same, very good at high speeds, bad when slow, and the bad when slow is below 300 kilometers an hour, and the good starts at 400 kilometers an hour, I would say, and it doesn't slack off until about 750ish. So the roll rate is very good, and those few turns you can make at the higher speeds are also very nice. So maneuverability, I would say very good when very fast, and decent overall. No more than decent overall. And well, it is bad below 300 kilometers an hour, let's say that. Both the turn time and the roll rate. This plane becomes sluggish below 300 kilometers an hour. Overheating in this plane is easily manageable. If you continue to abuse Web for very long times, you can overheat her, but she cools off pretty easily, and it does take a lot of abuse before the thing overheats, so it's not a problem in my eyes in this plane. Durability in the plane is absolutely superb. The plane can take a lot of damage and is a real beast in that department. Can't say anything else about this plane. Overall, I would say this plane is used best in the boom and zoom roll. Get her up to altitude and work your way down from there. Be disciplined in it. You do have a few tricks up your sleeve, as many people tend to forget that this plane has very good maneuverability at very high speeds. So at those very high speeds in a pickle, you can actually surprise a lot of planes that do not expect you to do something. Many people still have the notion that Thunderbolts are not maneuverable. They can be at higher speeds. The big no-no to that is, or the big risk to that is, if you don't get your opponent in those first 2, maybe 3 turns, then you are done. Because you will have lost so much speed that this plane moves away from its very good maneuverability zone and comes back to the below average turn time and bad roll rate. And you don't want that. So there is a fine line to be held with playing this plane. And yes, you can surprise people, but if you stay in that too long, then you will die, because you lose your speed and you lose your maneuverability with that as well. Energy fighting in this plane, well, it's not good enough in the vertical in the long term. Again, some planes you really need to keep in mind what planes you are fighting against. It is usually boom and run in this plane that is the best. You come from altitude, you shoot at them, hopefully killing them, and you get out of the situation in a straight line, and then after that you slowly start to climb again, as the climb rate is decent and not stellar. We got 4 kills again in that match, where we were mostly after bombers. Let's see what kind of rewards we got for that first match. We've got 2 special rewards: Terror of the Sky, Bulletproof, 68,000 Silver Lions and almost 3,000 research points. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. Now the P-47N does really well at 5.0 battle rating. I've had a lot of fun and good success in the plane since flying it. Boom and zooming and boom and running are the way to go in my eyes in this plane. I went into the maneuverability of this plane at very high speeds, which is very nice, but it contains high risks. You really have to be careful not to lose too much speed, as you will then also lose your maneuverability, and this will happen very quickly, very suddenly, and you need to be aware of that. So be careful there. For the rest, just use it in the boom and zoom and the boom and run roll, and with that you can stay almost untouchable in this plane for a very long time. I really like the Thunderbolts, always have. This one is no exception, and its battle rating changed to 5.0 really doesn't change a whole lot for the plane. So it is very highly recommended. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.